Jewelry, your one-stop diamond shop with exclusive Levian jewelry, Pandora Charm jewelry, and more. All at Riddle's inside Gateway Mall.
Everyone should have a collection of something. For some, it's stamps or coins, expensive cars, or even watches. But for a lot of people, it's sports cards. And there's no better way to grow your collection than with the help of Capital City Sports Cards, Lincoln's first and only collector-first sports cards and memorabilia shop. Capital City Sports Cards connects collectors of all ages and demographics with unique collectibles sure to bring any collection to life, no matter the budget. Visit Capital City Sports Cards near 56th and Old Cheney or through their eBay storefront. Capital City Sports Cards, Lincoln's premier sports card and memorabilia store.
Get ready, Husker fans. The Big Red Preview is coming soon. Join us Saturday night, August 3rd, for an exclusive look at your Nebraska football team in action. Experience the excitement, the energy, the sights and sounds of a game day as the 2024 football season kicks off. Visit Huskers.com/tickets and bring your family, friends, and all your Big Red pride to Memorial Stadium Saturday night, August 3rd. That's Huskers.com/tickets. Brought to you by Husker Athletics and 1890 Nebraska. Winning tradition, future success.
Drinking and driving causes serious harm to friends, family members, and loved ones. In 2021, 65 people were killed in Nebraska by a car crash involving a drunk driver. Do not drink and drive. By drinking less, you can still be here for your loved ones. If you or loved one is looking for help, find a treatment facility near you at findtreatment.gov. For immediate support, call, text, or chat 988.
Brought to you by Nebraska DHHS in partnership with SAMHSA.
This is Adam Carriker on the ticket.
Position right of the quarterback, out of the shotgun, first and 20. Jailbreak screen in the air. It is tipped. It is intercepted by Carriker at the Missouri 21-yard line.
Live from the heart of Lincoln, America, 8-year NFL vet and All-American defensive lineman Adam Carriker.
Shotgun snap to Everett. He's got the left arm going, and now he's got a whole lot of Adam Carriker who rips him down inside the 25-yard line.
On 98.7 and theticketfm.com. Here's your host, Adam Carriker.
Welcome everybody into Adam Carriker on the ticket. It's a glorious Tuesday in the great city of Lincoln, the great state of Nebraska, and I'm joined by the face that runs the place, DP, Mr. Derek Pearson. How you doing, my friend?
Let's go.
All right. You ready to talk a little bit of wrestling?
Let's do it, brother. Let's do it.
Now, I never tell you what we're going to talk about before we come on the show. Do you have a guess? What is the topic today? You have any ideas?
I don't. And I was actually literally, Bach asked me that question. And I said, whatever Carriker wants to talk about, I'm game. Listen, I'm about this life, man. So whatever you can come up with for us to talk about, it doesn't matter. That's the answer. There's like, Carriker, do you know what you're going to talk? It doesn't matter.
I like it. It doesn't matter what you're going to talk about.
Matter.
All right. So I thought we might actually talk a little bit of modern, current pro wrestling. Okay. Haven't done that in a while. Now I've caught up a little bit. Okay. Enough to speak, somewhat intelligente on this. I don't know if I'm ever intelligente to the max or the supreme, but SummerSlam is this Saturday night, the second biggest premium live event, of the entire year, right behind WrestleMania for the WWE. And I thought we would talk about some of the matches and give some predictions on the winners. So here are the matches, and then I want to hear the match you're looking forward to watching the most. All right, the World Heavyweight Championship, Damian Priest versus Gunther. All right, you got the WWE Women's Championship, Bayley versus Nia Jax. The Women's World Championship, Liv Morgan versus Rhea Ripley. The undisputed WWE Championship, Cody Rhodes versus Solo Sikoa. WWE United States Championship, Logan Paul versus LA Knight. And the last one on the card at the moment, actually there's two more, I apologize. WWE Intercontinental Championship, Sami Zayn versus Braun Breaker. And then CM Punk versus Drew McIntyre. Which of those 7 matches are you looking forward to watching the most?
Oh, this is a tough one because they're all about what happens after.
Mm-hmm.
Like, and my anticipation is based on that. Like, my answer will be based on what I think will happen after SummerSlam. And there are more questions about the lineup, because when they announced the lineup, if you tell me it's Priest and Gunter early, if that's the opening match, and again, we don't know the card order, but I think the card order will tell us where are the championship matches in the card. Are you the opening match? Are you the table setter in the middle, right? Kind of the apex? Or are you the grand finale? Are you the marquee matchup? And here's the thing. If you're not sure, Adam, you're not sure if the world champions are in the main event. I don't know if Cody and Solo is the main event. Because if you tell me, put the two matches in two different rooms, Cody and Solo Sikoa with the bloodline and all the stories that go with that in one room, and CM Punk, Drew McIntyre with Seth freaking Rollins as the referee in another. I'm not sure which door pulls more people. Like, I'm not sure. So I kind of want to know what's happening with CM Punk and Drew McIntyre. But the real story is with the bloodline and whether Roman Reigns makes an appearance or at least flashes a message. Does Paul Heyman show up?
Yes.
Does Jay and Jimmy, are they stepped into it? Is there another member of the bloodline? There are more questions about Cody and Solo, and so that one gets the nod as the thing that has me the most curious.
Yeah, match to match, it's CM Punk, McIntyre with Rollins as the ref. That's more interesting, but you nailed it. That's why I've turned into a bobblehead as you were talking there. Like, it's after the match is over. Roman Reigns, he's got to come out. Does The Rock come out? Do we start to see the division in the bloodline become more obvious with Roman on one side and The Rock on the other? Like, what happens? Does The Rock not come out? Doesn't matter. Here comes Roman with the ones in the air. Like, you nailed it. Match to match, the most intriguing match is McIntyre Punk with Rollins as the ref. Overall, going forward, building storyline upon storyline upon storyline, which is what the bloodline storyline is. It is Cody Rhodes versus Solo Sikoa, and I can't wait. I'm fully anticipating, and if I'm wrong, I'm going to cry like a baby. I am fully anticipating Roman Reigns music hitting after that match is over and the face-off with Solo Sikoa. Now, what else is going to happen surrounding that? I don't know, but that's the moment I can't wait for.
Is Jay with him? Is Jimmy with Reigns if he comes out? Is Heyman with them if they come out?
I don't think Jimmy or I don't think so.
Okay.
I don't know that definitive. I don't feel as strongly about that as I do that Roman needs to make a freaking appearance. I think Paul Heyman should be with him, although that might be a moment that builds later over the next few months, leading into Survivor Series War Games, maybe WrestleMania. I don't know. Roman by himself coming out is going to be a big deal. He doesn't need anybody else. But those are, just the added storylines that I am dying to see what happens. And I have not watched a premium live event. I'm still getting used to saying that versus pay-per-view. Premium live event, honestly, since WrestleMania. As I mentioned, I've been out of the loop, but I've been watching enough lately that I feel comfortable talking about these matches.
Peacock has done a better job of getting me available for this, right? Because it allows you to just stream them there. It was also pitched this the other way, that still lurking in the shadows is Brock Lesnar. And that a big part of this, the real twist would be Heyman shows up, but then it's Lesnar who comes out and wreaks havoc, right? And then Roman comes out later. Like, wait a minute, what's going on? I expect full chaos at the end of SummerSlam. I really do.
That's what I'm tuning in for. That is exactly what I'm tuning in for. We're going to be at my in-laws. We're going to be celebrating my twin's birthday. And I'm going to at some point say, I'm going to be in the other room. I love you all, but I'm going to be in the other room. If you need me, just holler, okay?
It's so funny, too. My buddy Hosterbreezy, same boat. He's like, yeah, I've got this family event, but I'm bringing my my tablet. And, that's the full thing. That's the full thing. So it's amazing that, and I would imagine, Bach, that if your son is in the room, does he curl up with you and join in or what happens, Bach?
Yeah, he likes wrestling enough. He doesn't quite know what's going on, but I definitely am bringing him along. I don't want him to start fighting people. He's too young to know if it's fake or not. He's only 3, so but it's like it's like other things in life. You want to wait till he's older to tell him it's not real.
if he starts running at you with a steel chair, you might have to have a conversation, Bach. I'm just saying. You might have to sit down with him.
So good.
All right, so let's talk about the first match that's listed here. Anyways, again, we don't know the match order. All right, let's talk about the World Heavyweight Championship, Damian Priest and Gunther. All right, what are your thoughts on this? Who do you got winning?
Well, this one will require outside intervention, probably Finn Balor, whether it be through a mistake or on purpose, costing Damian Priest so you get to have the battle, or you set up for the three-way, which then ultimately ends up with the Demon and Gunther and Damian Priest trying to figure out how to break up Judgment Day. Like it's a big thing that has to play out. If it's just Damian Priest and Gunther, I'm not sure that they're ready to give Gunther the full reign as the champion, because if you notice this, a lot of his vignettes and promos are to empty arenas because it doesn't work live. It doesn't work with him talking to the crowd. The delivery's off, the energy is there, and he keeps getting interrupted. And that tells me that there is some hesitation that, wow, we can't give the strap to the guy who can't deliver in the crowd. Like it's a big deal. So I think still Priest keeps it this time. It extends to WrestleMania, and I think that's where Gunther ends up getting the strap. But I think Priest gets away with the win this time, either through accident or on purpose.
I'm personally not ready to see Gunther win the championship. I think we talked about this earlier this summer. Neither one of us are incredibly high on him. I'm personally not high on him. I've never understood the entire push. He's not physically imposing. I don't think he's an incredible technician. He's okay on the mic. You just pointed out he gets interrupted a lot. I've personally never seen it. The one thing he does is he carries himself a certain way. Like he believes he's a big deal. Like I feel like he believes it. And that's the only reason I really don't just fast forward through all of his segments. Other than that, I don't want to see it. I don't think WWE is ready to give it to him. And I think people actually like Damian Priest being the champion. And I'm kind of with you. I don't think it's there just yet. Don't know exactly how it happens, but I agree with you. I think Damian Priest does retain. I actually just had something pop into my head. I'm gonna backtrack just a little bit. We don't need to go into all the Vince McMahon stuff, but Lesnar was tied to that. Do you think people are ready to see a reemergence of Lesnar at this time, or should they wait a little bit longer, if that's even something they're thinking about?
Wrestling fans don't care. They understand that there has to be some discipline, some separation for action, but they have to also be careful, because if they fully disconnect from Lesnar, then Lesnar then has permission to tell more tales. So
fair point.
Right. So at some point you got to they did this with Hulk Hogan. At some point you got to bring him back in the fold, just for boundary and for keeping things in the family circle. But wrestling fans really don't care. Like listen, if he's heel Lesnar, better. Like be mad at him. They don't care. If he's hero Lesnar, it's a chance for the great turn, right? That listen, I'm apologetic. I'm wrong. I need to be a better guy. I need to be smiling Brock Lesnar, which is actually scarier than heel Lesnar. Is funny Brock Lesnar, right? Like that.
Yep.
Like Lesnar smiling at you before he F5s you into the next universe makes way more sense to me. So I think Lesnar changes it all. That second belt should be Lesnar's belt. If we do this right, Lesnar on one side, Roman Reigns on the other, I'm cool with that, because that makes both of them watchable, and you can throw a whole different level of heel villain at them.
I just wanted to revisit that real quick. Personally, I don't think they need Lesnar. If you got Roman Reigns coming out, I'm just hoping The Rock comes out. I don't know that he's going to do that just yet. But if you got Roman Reigns and Bloodline Chaos, you don't need it yet. And I think that's something that maybe builds. Maybe Lesnar's on one of those Survivor Series War Games teams. And maybe he comes back at Mania, which is more kind of what I anticipate, or the Royal Rumble.
Yeah, to build up. The build.
Yeah, I just wanted to kind of chat about that real quick. So, okay, we both went with Damian Priest. All right, let's go to the WWE Women's Championship match. This is Bayley versus Nia Jax. You and I have kind of chatted in the past. Bayley, kind of a little bit flat, maybe not resonating a ton. She doesn't feel like a Royal Rumble winner. She doesn't feel like someone who just won the championship at WrestleMania. I don't get that feeling. And Nia Jax, for whatever reason, as I don't know how else to describe her, unimpressively impressive. And I know that doesn't make any sense. She's unimpressively impressive to me because she's not impressive, but they make her seem impressive, if that makes any sense. I just feel like it's her time to get this belt, and maybe Bayley can pursue it to try to get it back or something. But I feel like Nia Jax is going to win this one.
I think Nia wins it, but I think Tiffany comes in and cashes in and gets the chip and then sets up the battle. Like, this is Tiffy time in her mind, and they've done a pretty good job of building it up and making them friends. And she'll come down and go, all right, good luck tonight. I got you back. And they go through a brawl, and she's injured and has her moment. And again, Nia deserves her moment. She gets her moment, and then here comes Tiffy. Give me the strap, deuces, out. That's how I see it.
So Nia gets the Drew McIntyre WrestleMania treatment. Is that what you're saying?
100%.
Did you like that call at WrestleMania? I was so happy when he won it. And I think Damian's done a great job since, to be honest with you. And I didn't anticipate him doing as good of a job as he's done. So that was part of it. But in the moment, I was like, he's finally got it. And you gave it to him for 5 minutes, and that was it. Did you like that call at Mania with Priest cashing in?
I'm on the team that I'm surprisingly surprised at how good Priest has become.
Mm-hmm.
Even in the botch job in the last pay-per-view.
Yeah.
Priest as a personality and as a profile is 100% what they think Gunther would be.
Mm-hmm.
Like he's one great crossover profile culturally, looks the part, has actually maintained body mass and changed his formation. His performances in ring have gotten better, right? Like, he takes a beating, gives a beating. It's entertaining. Him away from the ring, he's actually funny. He's funny. I think the question for him is it heel face turn? Is this the time that he becomes the version of it so you can throw some more villains at him? He's going to have to fight the Demon, right? He's going to have to face the Demon, Finn Balor as the Demon after they break up Judgment Day. And then the question, right? Because if he goes face, then that means he and Mommy have to make a decision, but they could also turn Mommy, which is the other thing that I think, Mommy's the most popular woman on the roster anyway. As a heel, they turn her face, and quite frankly, we won't be able to get her off TV.
I completely agree. And we were talking about which match should main event, or which match are we looking forward to the most. I'll be honest with you. I'm looking forward to Rhea Ripley and Liv Morgan more than I'm looking forward to just Cody Rhodes Solo Sikoa. So for me, all right, so we kind of got, let me find my spot here again. So do we completely agree on everything so far, except you threw in Stratton coming down, cashing in, giving Nia the Drew McIntyre treatment. So that's a little twist there.
Yep.
All right. The Women's World Championship, Liv Morgan versus Rhea Ripley. And so sometimes when I have, and I'm sure you've met a bunch of these wrestlers, sometimes when I have an opportunity to meet a wrestler, I will admit I get influenced by my interactions with them at times. And Liv Morgan was one of the nicest wrestlers I've ever met in my entire life. Mm-hmm. Charlotte Flair was like, when I met her, she was like the queen. Like, she acted like the queen, and it wasn't a persona or a gimmick. It was just how she is and who she is. And so I've always liked those two more, specifically after getting the chance to briefly meet them. This is probably the toughest match for me to call, because I feel like the fans wanted Liv a while back to get a push. She did not get it. She was not ready. It was the right call by WWE. She's more ready now than she's ever been. If she's not ready now to get pushed and pushed, she'll never be ready. So part of me wants to pick Liv. But Rhea, you just said the most popular woman in the entire pro wrestling industry probably right now. And Tiffany Stratton's going to be in that conversation in the near future as well. I'm going with Rhea, but it would not shock me if Liv won. This was the toughest one for me to call. What does Dominic do in this match? I know he told Liv that he hates her, but is that just setting up for a turn on Ripley later, which actually makes more sense in kayfabe world to me? But I'm going to go with Rhea, but this was the hardest one for me to try to predict or figure out.
I think Morgan with the Dom turn is the sell. Rhea needs a Liv with a strap to validate, right? Like she needs that like WWE needs Liv to be a bigger talent than she is without the strap. So you let her keep the strap, set it up for WrestleMania. Rhea gets it back on the big stage through Dom. Everybody throws confetti because Dom gets his comeuppance. Liv goes back to being, second tier women's wrestler. But in this case, Liv wins with help from Dom, breaks up Judgment Day. Because remember, Finn's going to break up with Priest earlier in the match or sometime in the same card. So tough day for Judgment Day. But Dom helps Liv beat Rhea.
You do eventually see Damian versus the Demon Finn Balor down the road.
100%. But here's the thing, like it's the other side of it. Like I'm still trying to figure out what they're going to do with the Wyatt family and the Demon on one side. At some point, I would certainly watch.
That would definitely be very interesting.
Yeah.
Do you think, because I mean, it was a big deal when Finn Balor was the first ever Universal Champion. He beat a lot of guys before he got hurt and had to relinquish the belt. And then 7 years later, he finally gets a shot at the title again and loses. But that had to be a big deal for Vince at the time to decide to go with a smaller guy who he typically is not fans of as much as the bigger dudes. That's just who he tended to prefer as far as his champs. And then he went with him and he beat several guys, including Roman Reigns at the time. I think Seth Rollins as well. I could be mistaken on that. My question is, for him to win that at that time was such a big deal, but he hasn't had it since. Do you think he'll ever win the championship again?
Finn's young enough. I think Finn's young enough that he could evolve back into it. Like, I mean, he's such a good worker that it matters. And, I still think he's got a bit of Mick Foley Mankind in him, that he has to throw his body around too much, but he also has the ability to go to that split personality. And I can say this, normally I don't like the monster championship runs, but a Demon championship run, I could kind of get behind. I could that.
I could totally get behind it. And frankly, we need more of the Demon out there. Like, we don't get him enough. I know it's supposed to be special and rare, and you don't bring it out we don't ever bring it out. So what is the point of having it? It's like having your favorite toy and it just sits in the closet until you're 20 and then you don't want to play with it no more.
That's
so let's bring it out. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we got to take a break. Don't go anywhere. DP and I, the face that runs the place, we'll be right back.
Are you looking to get into the electrical construction industry or wanting a new scene? The electrical workers of local union 265 are now hiring licensed journeymen and apprentices and are offering great pay and benefits. Call Mike at 402-875-1034 to apply. Start your electrical career today. The weather is hot, the kids are out of school, and you're on your way to the lake and summer road trips. Are you getting to your vacation spot comfortably, or is your car letting you down? Mullen Motors lot is full of great vehicles to take home, so you don't have to worry about your current car barely surviving another road trip. Come check out their lot just north of 48th and Layton and find your next ride for summer road trips and beyond. Mullen Motors.
No tag-ons, just quality vehicles. Mullen Motors.
Looking for a job that feels like family? Join Lincoln Industries, where tradition meets innovation. They're a family-owned, privately held manufacturing company with a passion for excellence and a commitment to their community. They have openings on all shifts at both the main plant and air park facilities, offering flexibility to fit your schedule. Whether you're a seasoned professional or just starting out, there's a place for you there. At Lincoln Industries, they invest in their people's success, providing opportunities for growth and advancement. Apply now and become a part of something special at Lincoln Industries. Ready to add a dash of Southern flavor to your week? At Wings and Rings, their brand new Southern fried wings have arrived for a limited time. Indulge in the irresistible goodness of large, traditional bone-in wings coated in a crispy beer batter and fried to perfection. Try them with hot honey or any other sauces. And for those busy summer days coming up, look no further than their Southern Fried Wings Family Bundle. Wings and Rings, 2 Lincoln locations on O Street or Village Lane.
You can help fight deadly diseases like RSV and influenza while getting paid for your time. Velocity Clinical Research is now seeking clinical trial participants in your area. Participants can receive compensation for study-related time. No health insurance is needed to join. Find a study near you at velocitytrials.com. That's velocitytrials.com.
Ironhide Construction is a Nebraska-based general contracting and steel construction firm. Their expert team is experienced in building innovative construction solutions across several industries. While they were previously known for their extensive experience in steel erection and metal buildings, they've continued to evolve over the last several years into a full-service general contracting firm. They take pride in their commitment to quality, cutting-edge technology, and having a passion for what they do. For more information about their services or to discuss an upcoming project, visit www.ironhideconstruction.com or call 402-420-4961.
Everyone should have a collection of something. For some, it's stamps or coins, expensive cars, or even watches. But for a lot of people, it's sports cards. And there's no better way to grow your collection than with the help of Capital City Sports Cards, Lincoln's first and only collector-first sports cards and memorabilia shop. Capital City Sports Cards connects collectors of all ages and demographics with unique collectibles sure to bring any collection to life, no matter the budget. Visit Capital City Sports Cards near 56th and Old Cheney or through their eBay storefront. Capital City Sports Cards, Lincoln's premier sports card and memorabilia store.
All right, it's time for Final Jeopardy. It's been a tight contest today that all comes down to this final question. No summer picnic or family get-together or trip to the lake is complete without this particular item. Let's go first to Bob.
What is beer?
No, that's not it. Think about the kids. Over to you, Farley.
What is corn on the cob?
Tough to grill that on a boat. Wrong again. Grace, this time for the win.
What is Bure's cheese spread?
We have a winner! Bure's cheese spread, available in most local grocers in Nebraska.
Get ready, Husker fans. The Big Red Preview is coming soon. Join us Saturday night, August 3rd, for an exclusive look at your Nebraska football team in action. Experience the excitement, the energy, the sights and sounds of a game day as the 2024 football season kicks off. Visit huskers.com/tickets and bring your family, friends, and all your Big Red pride to Memorial Stadium, Saturday night, August 3rd. That's huskers.com/tickets. Brought to you by Husker Athletics and 1890 Nebraska. Winning tradition, future success.
Rico here with HIS Auto Care at 70th and Van Dorn, letting you know HIS is a great place to bring your vehicle for service. With superior service, bumper to bumper, we'll treat your vehicle like it's your mother's. Doesn't get any better than that. So call 402-488-8934 and HIS Auto will make you glad you did. 5% off, mention this ad, and for sure your mother will be proud you called. 402-488-8934, HIS Auto Care, 70th and Van Dorn. God bless you.
Whether you like fishing together or fishing to get away, for the thrill of reeling in a big one, or just going out to have a good time, on the banks of your local pond, at a bend in a river, or on one of our many lakes and reservoirs, you'll always find the perfect place to cast a line, here, beneath Nebraska skies. Start planning your next fishing adventure today at letsfishnebraska.com. Sponsored by Nebraska Game and Parks, aired with the Nebraska Broadcasters Association and this station.
With the Planet Fitness Black Card, you don't just get a great workout, you get a great perk out because your membership is packed with perks. For $1 down and $24.99 a month, you'll get perks like access to any of our 2,400 clean and spacious locations. Bring a friend anytime and both work out with tons of equipment that'll give you that big fitness energy. Relax in the Black Card spa and more. Work out and perk out with the PF Black Card. Join for just $1 down and $24.99 a month.
Hurry, this deal ends soon.
See Home Club for details.
Your home is your empire. Protect it with Empire Fence. Get a free instant quote with the online estimating tool at empire-fence.com. See an upfront estimate with no hidden fees. An Empire Fence can provide privacy and improve the appearance of your home. Keep kids and pets in or out of your yard. Increase security and add value to your property. Visit empire-fence.com now to view the stylish and maintenance-free possibilities for your home and get a free instant online quote. Let Empire Fence protect your empire.
You're listening to Adam Carriker on The Ticket on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to Adam Carriker on the ticket. Hope you're all having a phenomenal Tuesday. A great start to the early portion of your week. I'm joined by Derek Pearson. We are chatting all things WWE SummerSlam. We are giving our predictions because you can't be wrong in the world of pro wrestling. I guess if I predict Rhea to win and Liv wins, technically I'm wrong, but it's the world of fantasy booking and you just can't be wrong. And I love it. And I want to put one final thought, and this is where I was going, and then I got sidetracked when I was talking about meeting the wrestlers, and sometimes that influences what I predict sometimes. When I met Liv, she was so nice. So I just want her to do well. I just want her to win. I got a question for you. 3 years from now, who is the bigger star in pro women's wrestling, Rhea Ripley or Tiffany Stratton, DP?
Rhea Ripley. Tiffany's, she's bright and shiny new thing, but we haven't seen her in friction. We haven't seen her in difficult moments. We haven't seen her in club shows. We haven't seen her in dark shows. We haven't seen her, like, we don't know what that thing is. We haven't done the social media deep dive. We haven't done that. Becky went through that. Before we knew Becky, she was the man. And then we found out more, and then some people fell off because you find out more. Same for Charlotte Flair. You find out who she's dating and you go, okay, you get involved in that. And she starts talking about some of the personal stuff and it separates people. But Rhea has this endearing, I was literally telling Bach the story of meeting her. She has this endearing, real authentic self part of Rhea Ripley that will always allow people in. But you're always allowed to lean into Rhea. If she's being a heel, you lean in. If she's being a face, you lean in. Because Rhea, as a person, she's such a real gentle soul. She's not the angry, bitter star. She's really enjoying this. And I'm not sure everybody enjoys it in full as much as Rhea Ripley. So I think that, again, Rhea Ripley would be Rhea without the strap. Tiffany getting the strap will be a part of it, but I don't think she'll keep it. I think Rhea is the bigger star. I love Liv, but Rhea is just a different kind of, like, I mean, look, Liv has a pet pig. Okay, you win. You win. You have a pet pig who lives in your house. Like, okay, listen, I'm never gonna hate on that as long as you're Liv Morgan. Like, okay. But Rhea is just everybody's pet. Rhea is everybody's version. Whatever version you need of Rhea to be, she's that for everybody.
We could all use a little bit more bacon in our lives. At least that's just my opinion.
Hey, man. She has a pet pig that lives in her house. Listen, I'm cool with you. Like, you win. You win. Because at some point, I don't know, anybody goes, if you could live in a place where you could have a pet pig, yeah, I'll live there and have a pet pig.
It's funny because, like I said, I root for Liv, and I think she's doing a great job right now. I think the particular storyline and Dom and Maria being in it help her. Some people just have that it factor, and she just seems to be missing that. And nobody can ever quite describe what it is. I can't describe what it is. Some people just have it. I just don't think she has it. And I think you mentioned it earlier, like, once this is over with Rhea and Dom and her, she may go back to being on that level below where she's currently performing right now. And a lot of that is high tide raising all ships, and Dom and Rhea. And she's doing a great job, Liv is, to be clear. I think right now it's the best job she's ever done in her career, but they're kind of raising her up. I don't know if she can stay up there on her own. I'll never forget years ago when it was Lesnar and Reigns in WrestleMania, and I think it was the year Rollins came out, the heist of the century, cashed in, all that. I think that was the one in San Francisco, WrestleMania. I could be wrong. I don't know that I've ever heard anyone else reference it since, but it was the Raw after WrestleMania, or maybe 2 Raws after WrestleMania, because Heyman was with Lesnar at the time, okay, not Reigns, and Reigns wasn't Reigns yet. He was the guy being shoved down our throats at the point that nobody was too excited about. And I'll never forget, Heyman just casually said in one of his promos, because you could tell he was trying to hype Reigns up going into that WrestleMania match and the whole family and the lineage and all this stuff. And the whole time I'm like, he's trying to hype Reigns up to Lesnar's level. After that, And just casually in one of his promos, he goes, Reigns can sink or swim on his own. And then he proceeded to talk about whatever he was going to talk about. Like, I'm done propping this kid up. He's got to do it on his own. Obviously, he's done all right since. It's kind of like that with Liv. Like, you're riding this wave. You're doing a great job. But can you sink or swim on your own when this is all over one day? And I'm kind of curious about that. I'm going to go out on a limb. And you're right. We don't know a lot of this stuff about Tiffany Stratton. We don't know how she's going to react to controversy. And as people learn more about her, she's the very new, bright, shiny object and toy. I'm going to say Tiffany Stratton simply because she's got the look. She's got the athleticism. She's good in the ring. I think when I look at her, I kind of see a little bit of the total package, so to speak, in a certain degree. And yeah, we don't know how she's going to, like, Becky Lynch was red hot. Okay. Charlotte Flair, like I said, the queen. But at a certain point, things come out. It's hard to stay consistent over time. Who knows what that'll look like in 3 years? I'm going to go with Tiffany Stratton. Just kind of a fun little random sidebar there. But let's get back to the matches. All right. So I'm going to come back to Cody and Solo. Let's go to the WWE United States Championship match. Logan Paul, LA Knight. Who you got?
For the love of everything good, for the sanity and sake of humanity, would you please take the strap off of Logan Paul? I don't. Why would you build up LA Knight? Again, there was nobody who was more over than LA Knight. Why would you build that up only to degrade it for somebody from the outside circle? Now, if you tell me that you're just doing good business because Logan Paul goes across marketing and branding lines, okay. But I would love even a short-term 3-month LA Knight run just for the consecutive streak of really good promos that would be cut.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I don't remember Logan Paul cutting a good promo. I don't remember a moment where he was talking and I was interested. Great performer in the ring, but what are you giving me on the microphone? That's not it. I need 3 months of LA Knight in arenas all over. He's going to be in Washington, D.C. next week. Give me that. Give me Logan. Give me LA Knight with a strap for 3 months. That's what I want from it. I don't think it happens. I think Logan Paul wins, but man, I really want LA Knight to win.
So that was my question, because that's what you want. That's what I want. Now, what's going to happen? That was my question.
Logan Paul wins it because business.
Yeah.
Business.
Okay. So this is a heart overhead prediction because of everything you just said. Here's my hesitation. There's something preventing them from giving, whether it's the World Heavyweight Championship strap up until now, any sort of strap to LA Knight. Some of it's part of his age. I think some of it is there's just something that he's not connecting with when it comes to people in the front office, whatever that may be or whatever they think they are not seeing. That's my big hesitation. Logan Paul, like you said, he's trending half the time. He's going viral half the time. So that's why they give him the strap. And he does a great job in the ring. And he's highly entertaining, incredibly athletic. I'm going to go with LA Knight because I think it's time to take it off Logan. I think fans would go bonkers for even a 3-month LA Knight run. And I'm going to admittedly pick this with my heart over my head as well. So I'm going LA Knight. All right, next up, WWE Intercontinental Championship match. Sami Zayn versus Braun Breaker. I am done with the Sami Zayn thing. Great in the bloodline. Uzi and all that stuff was phenomenal. I'm done with it. And I'm ready. I've been a Braun Breaker fan for a long time, even when the NXT fans loved him, when they turned on him a year later. There's just something unique and different about him from an athletic, explosive standpoint. I want to see how he does more consistently on the mic. How does he stand the test of time? But for now, this is as much as I'm done with Sami Zayn as I want to see Braun Breaker win. So I'm going Braun Breaker.
Here's the thing. The it thing belongs to Braun Breaker, but listen, he's a Steiner. Of course he's got the it thing. He's a Steiner. But I don't want Braun Breaker. I want Steiner Jr. Like, that's what I want. Like, I'm pulling a Batista. Give me what I want. I want Steiner Jr. I want Steiner Jr. I'm not. Listen, Sammy still fills gyms and still gets fans in an uproar, like in a full uproar. But if you're going to tell me that the Intercontinental Championship is going to be wrapped around the waist of Braun Breaker instead of Braun Strowman or Drew McIntyre or CM Punk or whoever it is, in full ick. I just don't want to see a Braun Breaker U.S. Championship run or Intercontinental Championship run. I don't want to see it. I'm going to stick with Sammy and say that Drew McIntyre or Solo or somebody comes to get it later. It cannot be Braun Breaker.
So depending on whose picks are right, there's a potential of Braun Breaker coming out of this with a championship, and Tiffany Stratton, if your prediction is right, coming out of this with a championship. That's a lot of future and a lot of youth right there, potentially. And we're both probably going to be utterly wrong on a lot of these, but that's okay. Correct. That's why this is fun. All right. Next up, CM Punk, Drew McIntyre versus Drew McIntyre, Seth Rollins, the referee. All right, man, you got to give me more than just a prediction on this. What are your thoughts on this? I mean, CM Punk has yet to even wrestle a match since he came back. I know he had the triceps injury because he's always hurt. But give me your thoughts as an overall whole on this, as well as a prediction. And what's going to happen next, because obviously something's going to happen in the future with this whole feud and Seth Rollins as well.
Yeah, I'm just really confused by the whole thing. I don't understand it. This should be for the world championship in either faction. Don't care what night it is, right? Because it's way more interesting than Priest and Gunter in any way, shape, or form, because you literally could book the next year of pay-per-views between the three of CM Punk, Drew McIntyre, and Seth Rollins. And now you're going to tell me that you're going to put them in Never Neverland and have it be strapless? And it doesn't matter that they're going to beat each other up. All three of them just going to beat each other up because there's no strap at the end of it. And you can't project any of the three into the championship conversation because those two belts already have stories written for them. So what are you going to do with them? Who wins? If they win, what are you going to do? You're going to send one of them after Braun Breaker or Sami Zayn? You're going to send one of them. What are you going to do? Like what? You're going to send them after Logan Paul? You're going to send Seth Rollins after Logan Paul? You're going to send CM Punk after Logan Paul? Maybe that would work. Maybe that deep down there's a mission.
That could be interesting.
Right? Like I'm trying to do the math and go, the winner of this has to have a championship strap target. And I'm just not sure where it would be because Solo and Cody are going to have to battle. Unless you're going to tell me that Cody is going to take on the winner. Like, is it CM Punk? Is it, Seth in that space so that Roman Reigns can go after the bloodline? But then you're telling me that, okay, Solo can't be the champion because then you take Cody out of all of this equation. You get 4 of your 5 biggest stars fighting without a strap.
I think there's an argument to be made that this rivalry, well, first of all, Punk hasn't had a match. Right. So for that reason alone, I don't think after all this time he can come back and lose his first match. So for that reason alone, I'm going to predict Punk.
Yep.
Now, I fully expect Seth Rollins to get involved, some sort of shenanigans, which makes me think that McIntyre would win, but Punk's got to win this match. And I do think we see Punk and Rollins down the road. That food was going to be too hot going into last year's WrestleMania before the triceps injury. I do think they made a spectacular turn with Punk and McIntyre and doing something with that while Rollins went off and defended the title, obviously, against McIntyre, but they incorporated Punk into that. I thought they did a good job. I think McIntyre and Punk has been much better than I thought it would be. I think McIntyre is doing some of the best work of his entire career. I remember when he first left WWE and he went to, I forget what it was called, TNA, if it was Impact at the time. I don't know. They've changed their name like 89,000 times. At that point, I thought that was his best work ever. I now feel like this is his best work ever. At some point, we're going to see Punk and Rollins. We just have to. McIntyre never wins the big match. And I know he beat Lesnar in front of nobody. And I know he won at last year's WrestleMania and then lost 5 minutes later. So to me, he just never wins the big match outright. And so I've got Punk winning, and eventually it's going to lead to him and Rollins at some point. I don't want them to all of a sudden dump Drew McIntyre, because I think he's done a phenomenal job and surpassed what I thought he would do in this feud.
Yeah, I think McIntyre as a U.S. or Intercontinental champion with a long run, that should have been the Gunter run. Truth be told. Like, that should have been, which is what frustrates me, because at some point somebody made a decision. They looked at McIntyre side by side with Gunter and chose Gunter.
I don't know how you do that. How do you do that?
Yeah, like, I don't. What are you even doing? Like, I don't know.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, we got to take one last break. When we come back, we're going to talk Cody Rhodes, Solo Sikoa, Roman Reigns, and what in the blue heck is going to happen after this match is over, because that's what I'm tuning in to see. All right, don't go anywhere. We'll be right back.
Get ready, Husker fans. The Big Red Preview is coming soon. Join us Saturday night, August 3rd, for an exclusive look at your Nebraska football team in action. Experience the excitement, the energy, the sights and sounds of a game day as the 2024 football season kicks off. Visit Huskers.com/tickets and bring your family, friends, and all your Big Red pride to Memorial Stadium Saturday night, August 3rd. That's Huskers.com/tickets. Brought to you by Husker Athletics and 1890 Nebraska. Winning tradition, future success.
Rico here with HIS Auto Care at 70th and Van Dorn, letting you know HIS is a great place to bring your vehicle for service. With superior service, bumper to bumper, we'll treat your vehicle like it's your mother's. Doesn't get any better than that. So call 402-488-8934 and HIS Auto will make you glad you did. 5% off, mention this ad, and for sure your mother will be proud you called. 402-488-8934, HIS Auto Care, 70th and Van Dorn. God bless you.
Tune in to the Teammates Mentoring Hour each Wednesday from 6 to 7 p.m. on 93.7 The Ticket. Hear stories from a program started by Tom and Nancy Osborne and how it's changed mentors and mentees' lives and how you can be involved. The Teammates Mentoring Hour, Wednesday nights from 6 to 7 p.m. on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Your home is your empire. Protect it with Empire Fence. Get a free instant quote with the online estimating tool at empire-fence.com. See an upfront estimate with no hidden fees. An Empire Fence can provide privacy and improve the appearance of your home. Keep kids and pets in or out of your yard. Increase security and add value to your property. Visit empire-fence.com now to view the stylish and maintenance-free possibilities for your home and get a free instant online quote. Let Empire Fence protect your empire.
Everyone should have a collection of something. For some, it's stamps or coins, expensive cars, or even watches. But for a lot of people, it's sports cards. And there's no better way to grow your collection than with the help of Capital City Sports Cards, Lincoln's first and only collector-first sports cards and memorabilia shop. Capital City Sports Cards connects collectors of all ages and demographics with unique collectibles sure to bring any collection to life, no matter the budget. Visit Capital City Sports Cards near 56th and Old Cheney or through their eBay storefront. Capital City Sports Cards, Lincoln's premier sports card and memorabilia store.
Ironhide Construction is a Nebraska-based general contracting and steel construction firm. Their expert team is experienced in building innovative construction solutions across several industries. While they were previously known for their extensive experience in steel erection and metal buildings, they've continued to evolve over the last several years into a full-service general contracting firm. They take pride in their commitment to quality, cutting-edge technology, and having a passion for what they do. For more information about their services or to discuss an upcoming project, visit www.ironhideconstruction.com or call 402-420-4961.
Whether you like fishing together or fishing to get away, for the thrill of reeling in a big one, or just going out to have a good time, on the banks of your local pond, at a bend in a river, or on one of our many lakes and reservoirs, you'll always find the perfect place to cast a line, here, beneath Nebraska skies. Start planning your next fishing adventure today at letsfishnebraska.com. Sponsored by Nebraska Game and Parks, aired with the Nebraska Broadcasters Association and this station.
All right, it's time for Final Jeopardy. It's been a tight contest today that all comes down to this final question. No summer picnic or family get-together or trip to the lake is complete without this particular item. Let's go first to Bob.
What is beer?
No, that's not it. Think about the kids. Over to you, Farley.
What is corn on the cob?
Tough to grill that on a boat. Wrong again. Grace, this time for the win.
What is Bureau's cheese spread?
We have a winner! Bureau's cheese spread, available in most local grocers in Nebraska. Ready to add a dash of Southern flavor to your week? At Wings and Rings, their brand new Southern fried wings have arrived for a limited time. Indulge in the irresistible goodness of large, traditional bone-in wings coated in a crispy beer batter and fried to perfection. Try them with hot honey or any other sauces. And for those busy summer days coming up, look no further than their Southern Fried Wings Family Bundle. Wings and Rings, 2 Lincoln locations on O Street or Village Lane.
Do you have a new address or phone number? Update your info with Powerline, LES's outage reporting system. Visit les.com/powerline or call 402-475-4211 to sign up.
You can help fight deadly diseases like RSV and influenza while getting paid for your time. Velocity Clinical Research is now seeking clinical trial participants in your area. Participants can receive compensation for study-related time. No health insurance is needed to join. Find a study near you at velocitytrials.com. That's velocitytrials.com.
Riddles Jewelry is excited to be celebrating 65 years. 65 years of so many incredible memories celebrating with each of your special moments. In celebration of the 65th Riddles Jewelry anniversary, we will be offering up to 40% off all engagement rings and all diamond fashion jewelry. The excitement doesn't stop there. Riddles Jewelry is also offering 18 months, 0% interest and $0 down financing on all qualifying purchases. Riddles Jewelry has always been known for incredible customer service, one of the largest selections of engagement rings, and don't forget about the on-site jeweler. Come celebrate with us at Riddles Jewelry, your one-stop diamond shop with exclusive Levian jewelry, Pandora Charm jewelry, and more. All at Riddles inside Gateway Mall.
Ready to add a dash of Southern flavor to your week? At Wings and Rings, their brand new Southern fried wings have arrived for a limited time. Indulge in the irresistible goodness of large, traditional bone-in wings coated in a crispy beer batter and fried to perfection. Try them with hot honey or any other sauces. And for those busy summer days coming up, look no further than their Southern Fried Wings Family Bundle. Wings and Rings, 2 Lincoln locations on O Street or Village Lane.
This is Lincoln's home for sports talk on the FM dial. Also online at theticketfm.com. On the internet. KNTK FM Firth, 93.7 The Ticket. You're listening to Adam Carriker on The Ticket on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to Adam Carriker on The Ticket. All right, we got a few minutes left and one match remaining. Derek Pearson, is there any chance Solo Sikola beats Cody Rhodes to win the championship?
Well, there's a chance because it's Paul Levesque. It's Paul Levesque, and there's a bit of him that exists that likes turmoil and chaos. But it has to be done, one, to move Cody over back into the trio of CM Punk, Drew McIntyre, and Seth Rollins, and then to free the way for Roman Reigns to come back. Like, it has to happen with Roman Reigns coming back so he can get his strap back. And it has to set up for WrestleMania where it's Bloodline versus Roman Reigns. So that's what it tells me. Like, the moment the 3 count goes with Cody, just tune up Roman Reigns music. Like, that's what Roman's back. To not do that tells me that Roman is back, but who is he bringing with him? Because that means that they're going to battle each other for a while. And they're not going to put Roman against the 4 members of the Bloodline. They're going to have a gang of people. So is it Roman and RKO and Orton? Is that what they're doing? Is that going to be the group or not? In my head, you can't give Solo the title.
No.
You just can't. You can't give Solo the title. He's not ready.
Like you said, it's possible, but no, it's not going to happen. And I'd be flabbergasted if it did. It would be pure shock value. And you don't know what's going to happen if that's the only reason they would do something like that, just to keep people on the edge of their seats. I don't think they need to. At the end of WrestleMania, everybody and their dog knew that there was going to be all these people coming out and interfering at the end of that Bloodline Rules match. And it was just as epic as if people didn't know. It was phenomenal. Everyone kind of anticipates certain things. And if you just do it, it'll be freaking phenomenal. Cody beats Solo. There can be all sorts of interference. 89,000 new members of the Bloodline can come down if you want, but Cody needs to win. Roman's music needs to hit. Now, what happens beyond that? Do the Usos come out? Is Paul Heyman part of it? I know The Rock's not going to come out, but I'm just sitting here hoping for it.
Yeah,
and then I want to see
for it, right?
Yeah. And so here's what I want to see. Okay, Cody wins. There can be all sorts of interference. Don't care. I want to see Roman Reigns' music hit, and I want him face to face with Solo and the 4 members of the Bloodline while Cody's kind of off in the distance. Okay. Then I want The Rock's, this is what I want. Okay. I want The Rock's music to hit. And he's standing side by side with Roman. Yep. And then he looks at him and turns, and he's standing next to Solo. Now, maybe the Usos come out. Maybe Cody walks up next to him, and all of a sudden Cody and Roman are on the same side. I don't know. But that is what I want. I don't know if I'm going to get what I want, but gosh darn, I better get Roman Reigns coming out. I better get that, or I'm going to throw a fit like a kid on Christmas morning who didn't get the one present I wanted the most.
Yep. And bigger pop. If Reigns comes out and The Rock comes out, but The Rock is standing next to Solo, or if he's standing next to Reigns, which one gets the bigger pop?
Dude, I don't know if it'll happen, but if Rock stands next to Roman and then just looks at him and then turns and stands next to Solo and they're staring at Reigns,
yeah.
Was it SummerSlam? What was the premium live event where Sammy hit Roman in the back with the chair after all the matches were done? Was that SummerSlam? What was that?
Yeah, that sounds about right. I don't think it was Money in the Bank because I was there at that one. So no, I think it had to be a year ago.
You remember the crowd reaction for that? This would dwarf that if that happened. Yeah. So, all right, ladies and gentlemen, I want to thank DP for joining me. All right, hope you have a phenomenal Tuesday. Have a glorious rest of your week. Tune in tomorrow, noon to 1 p.m. Central Time to hear All-American quarterback Steve Taylor. Until then, go Big Red, and always remember to throw the ball.
Okay, huddle up. Here's how we're going to try and win Nebraska football Skybox season tickets or other great football prizes.